If you want to know how to integrate your WooCommerce website with UiPath bot, then this video is for you. Okay, so today I wanted to show you something really cool, something that I'm using and developing for my own web shop, and that is an integration between WooCommerce and UiPath bots. So in here we have a WooCommerce website, and I'll show you. So this is my website. I'm selling 3D printed stuff for Harry Potter, and I want each time that someone orders an article or anything that he orders, I want that directly written down in Google Sheet. Additionally, we can also create some advanced logic if we have, for example, like an order inventory management system. So if we have stuff that, if we have articles um, available, then we want to schedule the order and maybe do something else. If we don't have article available, then maybe we want to start our 3D printers and start running the job in order to create that. Everything can be mapped out. This is just the beginning, so let me show you how I did it. Let me show you first how the bot is working. So I have went and created an order for myself, and you can see that this Google Sheet is currently empty. So I'm going to test run this bot, and each time that I receive an order, I'll get something like that, like this in my mail. So I have an order. I'm ordering one Harry Potter wand and one Elder wand. So that order is number 1602, and I'm running my UiPath Studio project. So once that's done, we can go ahead in our Google Sheet, and we can see that the information is extracted. Now you can see that some information is missing, and I'll maybe create another video for this as well, but that's basically because how my website is set up. So we have our order ID, we have the first and last name of the whoever ordered, we have the phone number, we have the address, but you can see that it's not split into address 2 and address 1. We have the city, we have the email, total number of articles, and articles that are divided by semicolon. So maybe I can re-implement this to have multiple lines with the same order ID, but yeah, and we have add-ons, but add-ons are a bit complicated to extract, and I'll talk about that in another video. So let me show you the implementation. First of all, we need to go to UiPath integration service, and we need to create a connection between our website, our WooCommerce website, and the UiPath orchestrator. So we would go to add connections, we would select WooCommerce, and then we will be prompted with information about the domain, which is basically our website, right? So this would be our domain. Then we have to put in the consumer key, and we have to put in the consumer secret. So how do we get this information? You would go to your website. So I'm running my website on WordPress, and you can see that I have a WooCommerce plugin installed. So I would go to WooCommerce, I will go to settings. Okay. Let's wait for this to be done. So I will go to settings. Let's go to settings. Okay, it is a bit slow. Let's, okay, so I will go to settings. Then, oh, it's not yet in settings, come on. Okay, cool. I would go to settings, I would go to advanced, and then in advanced, I would go to REST API. I would go to REST API, and then you can see that these are my, I cannot see, show you right now, but I would go to add key, and then I would put in a description, for example, UiPath implementation. Implementation. I will click generate API key, and I will get the consumer key and consumer secret. So I will just revoke this because I already have a connection, but that is how you create a connection between your WooCommerce website and UiPath. It is pretty simple. Now that we have this connection, we would go to UiPath, we would go to Studio, and we would launch UiPath Studio Web. With this tool, we can create a trigger-based automation that will be running each time that we receive an order. So we can create a pooling mechanism if we go back to integration service. For each of the connectors or connections that we create, we can modify the pooling mechanism. So if we go to edit connections, maybe not this one, sorry. Okay, let's not do this one. If we go here, if we get go manage triggers, I guess, yeah, somewhere around here there is a pooling mechanism that we need to we can modify when the bot is going to trigger. But yeah, so we would go and we would create a new project, and that new project is going to have a WooCommerce trigger. So there are only few triggers for WooCommerce. I think that there is one for creating new projects. So let's see. If we go here, let's type WooCommerce, and then we have once the order is created, product is updated, or product is created. So we're a little bit limited, and I'll show you how to you can basically go and WooCommerce has a nice documentation on the API, so you can create or maybe create more for yourself. But we have these three, and we're using the order created trigger. So we would select the order created trigger. We're going to select our connection, which is my Aviosa shop, and then we can extract and do the modification how we want to. So how does the data look exactly? You can test data. You can basically go and create your own API. You can put in the authorization key, and you can put in the order number. So let's say that this order number is 1602. 1602, and if you ping this, you would see almost what our implementation is going to receive, right? So basically, these are the information that we're getting. So you can see that we have the billing. Inside the billing, we have the first name and the last name, all the information that we need, right? And then we also have the line items that we need. And you can see that in here, I don't have any add-ons, but for example, if I go back in here, you will see that I have add-ons, because each time that someone orders, they have an option to add in like an all vendors box, or like a different way of packaging, which costs additionally, and this information is not presented through our webhook. So I'm going to work on this. It's a really nice use case where we're going to use GPT to transform the data, but for now, let's stick to this. So basically, I mean, we can loop over the order items and get the total number of items that we need. So this is the information. And then we can just integrate our Google Sheet, which is our, I also created a connection between my Google account or Google Sheet account and UiPath through integration service. We're going to select the spreadsheet, we're going to select the range, we're going to select the action, and we're going to select the data that we are parsing. Now you can see that the data is there. So the activity, sorry, let's cancel this. The activity, the trigger is generating two information. So this is the order details, which is our object, and order ID. So we can basically extract from that order details object, we can extract all the information that we need. So if we type in order details, we can see that it's basically allowing us to get all the informations that we see in here. So it has all the information about our order. So if we want, for example, order details, billing, and then first name, we can go ahead and type that in. Billing, then first name, and we'll get that information really easily. So you just need to know a little bit of how your response is going to look like, and that you can find that in the WooCommerce REST API definition, and then you can create an automation like this. So this is really cool. This is only the first part of my automation, because I really need something like this to help me with my own use case. So this is a real-time use case. This is going to be the beginning. and I need to modify this slightly because this data is a bit clunky. And the next step would be to create an order management system where the bot is going to check if this Harry Potter wand and Dumbledore Elder wand is on, they exist, and if they exist, then maybe create an order through the post mail, or maybe start my printers, something like that. So yeah, you can see that this is a really cool use case. It's useful, it's an easy implementation, and yeah, that's basically it. Hope that it helps. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and yeah, see you soon.